Hi techies, this is Ravraj from Front Roll channel. In this video, I am going to discuss with you about Java features. Before going that, if you don't subscribe my channel, please subscribe and hit on bell icon for more updates. Yes, let's go into the topic. Java features. The following are the Java features. These Java features are also called as Java buzzwords. First, simple, platform independent, object oriented, robust, interpreted, secured, portable, architecture neutral, multi-threaded, dynamic and distributed. I will explain you one by one. Simple. Why Java is simple? Because it is easy to learn. Why it is easy to learn? Because its syntax is simple and easy to understand. If you know any other language like C or C++, it is a piece of cake for you. Why? Because you are already aware of some languages and their syntax rules. Next, Java has a automatic garbage collector. What is garbage collector? While we are writing programs, sometimes we are created objects without any purpose. They are referencing any data related to that program. In Java, to remove that unreferenced objects, there is no any separate process for collecting that garbage values. Why? Because Java has automatic garbage collector. It has its own garbage collector. Without doing any process, the garbage values are collected by Java and destroyed it. And it contains lots of APIs. APIs means libraries, function, methods. Those are, for example, here I created an integer array. In this integer array, arrays.sort, it is an API. What it will do? It will do to sorting these values and give output like this. Like this, there are lots of APIs provided by Java to simplify the code and reduce the code and save the timing. That's why Java is very simple. Next, platform independent. What is platform? Platform nothing but operating system. Why Java is platform independent? Because it is different from other languages like C, C++. If you write a program in one platform, it can be run on any other platforms like any other OSs. We have several platforms, for example Windows, Linux, Mac OS, etc. For example, we write a code in Windows platform. After compilation, the Java compiler gives us .class file. This .class file contains bytecode. That bytecode is platform independent. Why .class file platform independent? Because of it is run on multiple platforms. For example, we write the code in Windows platform, but after generating the .class file, that .class file contains bytecode. That bytecode is platform independent. That .class file run on any other platforms like Linux, Mac OS, other platforms. That's why the Java is platform independent. But here you have to remember, here the bytecode is platform independent, but the JVM, the Java virtual machine, is platform dependent. Why? Because while we installing the Java, there we can select the JDK for separate platforms. Next, object oriented. Why Java is object oriented? Because of it is an object oriented programming language, and everything in Java is an object. While writing a program, we create number of objects for program. Without objects, there is no Java program. That's why it is object oriented. It supports all object oriented programming features. What are they? Object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction and encapsulation. These all features are involved in the Java programming. That's why it is object oriented. And here these four concepts are very important for this object oriented programming languages. Here there is a separate concept. After we will discuss about each one. Next, robust. Robust means strong. Why Java is strong, robust? Because it using dynamic memory. What is dynamic memory? It allocates some memory for objects during runtime. That is dynamic memory. Okay, and then there is no pointer concepts in Java. What is pointer? A pointer is a variable. It holds the another variable address. It has automatic garbage collector. We already discussed about this. And it is using exception handling method. What is exception handling? It is a runtime error which avoids the abnormal termination of application. Abnormal termination means while we are using any application, without any cause sometimes the applications are stopped due to these exceptions. That's why Java is using exception handling to avoid that problems. That's why Java is robust programming. Next, interpreted. Why Java is interpreted? Before going that, we have to know some points. Java C is command for compilation. Java C command is for compilation. What is Java compiler do? It converts source code into bytecode. After generating bytecode, the Java command is for interpretation. What it will do? It converts bytecode into machine code. During interpretation, the Java interpreter executes the code line by line. If any line contains error during interpretation, that error is called runtime error. It has another name, that is exception. If any exception occurs while doing interpretation process, the program will be terminated by Java interpreted. That's why Java called as interpreted. Next, secured. Java is the best secured programming language. That's why in these days several applications are coming from Java platform, like bank applications, insurance applications. So Java is the best secured program language. Why? Because it doesn't have pointers concept. I previously told that what is pointers, how can it violate the program, how can it damage the program application. That's why Java doesn't have pointers concept. Next, it doesn't allocate memory directly. When it will allocate memory for objects during runtime. Next, Java programs runs on virtual machine. After compilation Java code, the program runs on virtual machine. That's why there is no chance to get violation of program. That's why Java is secure program. Next, portable. Why Java is portable? After compilation successfully, Java compiler gives us non-executable code, that is bytecode. That bytecode facilitates to run any other platform. It doesn't require any implementation. If you write the Java code in Windows platform, after compilation, the Java compiler gives non-executable code, that is bytecode. That bytecode we can run on any other platforms without any implementing the code. That's why it is portable. Next, architecture neutral. Java is architecture neutral. I will explain with an example. For suppose the size of primitive data types in Java is fixed. In C, the size of int data type occupies 2 bytes of memory in 32-bit OS, 4 bytes of memory in 64-bit OS. But here in Java, for both 32 and 64-bit OS, it occupies 4 bytes of memory. That's why Java architecture is neutral and multi-threaded. This is one of the concept in Java. What is thread? A thread is a lightweight process under execution within a process. This is the definition of thread. What thread will do? It deals with the multiple tasks at once by defining multiple thread. A thread is nothing but a task. For example, while we sending mails, sometimes we have to attach some files. Each file, each attachment is one thread. At a time, 3 attachments are uploading here. For that, this is the best example for multi-threading. It doesn't occupy memory for each thread, but it shares the common memory. The main advantage is to increase the performance of application. Mainly this multi-threading concept is used in multimedia and web applications. Next, dynamic. What is dynamic? Anything that happens at runtime is considered as dynamic. Why Java considered as dynamic programming language? Because Java loads class files at runtime. After compiling the program, Java compiler gives us bytecode, that is nothing but dot class file. That dot class files are loads at runtime. That's why Java is dynamic programming language. And another, memory allocation for objects in Java during runtime. That's why it is dynamic programming language. And next, finally, distributed. By using this Java, we are created distributed applications. Why distributed applications are useful? To exchanging the data from one application to another application. For example, I want to download this picture from this website. It is asking login. For logging, here 3 ways. One is Google, Facebook or Twitter. I am clicking here Google. After click the Google, it is going to the Gmail page, and this PNG tree website take my data from Google account to this website. After authentication is completed, my data is exchanging from Google page to this page. After authentication completed, the file is ready to downloading. Like this, the distributed applications are exchanging data from one application to another application. In Java, we can develop distributed applications by using RMI, remote method invocation, EJB, enterprise Java Beans, and web services. By using these three concepts, we created number of distributed applications by Java. I hope this video is useful to you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.